Webinar. My name is Sarah Pinder. I'm the Engagement Director here at MNA, and I'm so happy that you could join us to learn a little bit more about MNA member benefits and how you access them. We are recording this webinar, so we'll be able to send that out if you want to share it with anyone in your organization. We'll also send, well, the PowerPoint's really brief, but I can send that out too, so don't worry about furiously taking notes. We are going to go through the content pretty quickly today. So the idea is that you get some sense of the types of benefits that are available and how to access them. Again, I don't expect you to remember everything, but hopefully in the future months when you do think of MNA or you're working on a project and you need some support, you might think, oh yeah, I think MNA had something about that. And then you'll have at least a starting point to come back and talk with us about. That's the other, again, good thing about today's webinars. You get to kind of e-meet myself and a few other members of our team in order to give you a connection point within MNA. If you're a new member with us, that's great. Thank you so much. We appreciate your membership. If you're on the webinar and you're maybe just considering membership, that's great too. It's a really great way to learn about everything that's available to you. So just a little bit brief information about MNA. We were incorporated in 1990. We serve more than 1,000 member organizations statewide, and we do that through capacity building, civic engagement, and public policy. All three of those areas you'll definitely learn more about during today's webinar. As I mentioned, you get to meet the team. I'm pictured there on the right. Bill Gesseman is my supervisor, and he is also part of our stakeholder engagement team, which is kind of a fancy way of talking about membership at MNA here. Also, I have with me today my colleague Joan Bowman. As I mentioned, MNA serves the nonprofit sector through public policy and advocacy efforts. And Joan, our external affairs officer, is going to tell us a little bit about what she's working on these days.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to MNA, and thank you for your membership. Most of the policy issues that we work on here are statewide issues. Those are issues that affect all the subsectors at the state and federal level. So it basically boils down to tax policy issues, advocating for charitable incentives and tax exemption, budget and spending, because more than 30% of nonprofits get their funding from government contracts, and also public-private collaborations. And today I just want to briefly just announce to you and describe one of a very ambitious campaign that we're going to be embarking on to help the U.S. Census Bureau and the state demographer to ensure that Michigan gets a complete and accurate count in the 2020 census. Now, you might think to yourself, oh my gosh, that's 3 years away, and you're right, it is, but counting what they call hard-to-count populations is very difficult, and historically those populations, for example, some minority populations, children, and people who are poor don't get counted adequately, and that can affect not just our representation at the government, the number of congressional seats that we have here in Michigan, but also the distribution of federal programming dollars that come into the state. And based on the 2010 census, Michigan received more than $14 billion in federal funds, and those funds were used for anything from, you know, highway planning and construction to SNAP to Head Start and early childhood care. So getting an accurate count, especially in those hard-to-count populations, is extremely critical for Michigan going forward. And the nonprofit sector is uniquely suited to interact with those communities to help them, you know, educate and make them aware that it's not only critical and safe to be counted, but it's also very important for the state. So to follow that issue and a host of other issues that we work on, make sure that you sign up for our advocacy action alerts, and Sarah will let you know how to do that, how to stay connected with us. But the other thing too I would ask is if you are dealing with any kind of public policy issue, any challenges from local assessors on your tax exempt status or any other problems that you're having, I encourage you to contact me because that's how I sometimes form our legislative agenda. It's how I hear about issues that are affecting the sector is through our members and what's going on with you all in the field. So I look forward to working with you over the next couple of years, and especially this fiscal year. So please feel free to contact me. My information's right on the screen.
Thanks so much, Joan. Always interesting to hear what's going on in that area of our work. One housekeeping item, if you do have questions today, feel free to use the question box or chat function to ask those. My other colleague, Travis Hill, is here with us today, and he's fielding those questions. If you ever call our main line, you might get to talk to Travis, too. So that's another face for you to know about. Also, as you might have seen in our beginning where we were scrolling some slides through, we have some really great upcoming events. There's two that I want to highlight to you. First is our event on August 22nd called our Talent Strategy Summit. This is going to be a really great, it's a full-day event featuring keynote speaker Vu Lei, who's a popular nonprofit blogger. He runs the blog, used to be called Nonprofit with Balls. It's now called Nonprofit AF. So he is going to be in town and our featured speaker at that event, as well as lots of other sessions and important information. So we are still hosting registration for that. You can find more information on the website. Please check that out if you're interested. The other really great upcoming event that I want to mention to you is one through a national partner, Independent Sector. They're a national organization that advocates on behalf of nonprofits, and they really do some high-level strategy type work in the area of the nonprofit sector. They are bringing their national conference this year. It's called Our Common Future. They are bringing that to Detroit. They are here October 25th through 27th. MNA is partnering with them, and we have a couple really great opportunities for registration and discounted registration. You can find more information out on our website. If you're an MNA member and your budget is, and you're a larger organization, you can apply for our scholarship and get attendees or get registration for that conference for $313. Independent Sector is also offering a $313 rate to smaller nonprofits. It's available via their website. And if you don't fit into any of those categories or don't get either of the scholarships, we still have a discounted rate of $595 for that conference. So I mention it because it's a really great national conference. It's going to be in our backyard and an awesome opportunity for Michigan nonprofits to learn more. Again, check that out on our events calendar, and you can get all that information and the pertinent event links that you need for that. So now, without further ado, we're going to get into the meat of our program. Today, we're going to spend most of our time over here on the left under membership and nonprofit resources. But in the meantime, I'm going to start from the opposite side and work my way back and show you a few key areas on our website that will help you navigate and get the most out of your membership with MNA. First, under who we are, we do have a staff page. This includes phone numbers and email addresses for all of our staff. I'd encourage you, when reaching out to staff, to reach out to someone directly. If they're not the right person to assist you, you can certainly, they will certainly forward your information on, but it's usually a good idea to try to reach out to someone directly. Also under that Who We Are tab is our Get Connected page. As Joan mentioned, we offer a few different e-newsletters, so I'd encourage you to get connected with those e-newsletters. You can see down here toward the bottom, you can sign up for them here. Our most general e-newsletter is the My Nonprofit News. It comes out every other Friday. The next one will be this Friday, and it contains information about the nonprofit sector, training, job opportunities, trends, etc. You can also sign up here for the Public Policy Action Alerts and the Michigan Nonprofit Job Center email, which I'll describe a little bit more about the Job Center later in the webinar. Also on social media, we're on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, so I'd encourage you to follow us on those platforms if that's how you prefer to receive that information. So again, going toward the top under technology services, one of MNA's great programs is our MNA Tech program. This is a great service that MNA can provide you to help manage your technology needs and opportunities within your organization. If you're the accidental techie in your office and you're kind of sick of that role, definitely make sure to reach out to MNA Tech. Our colleagues, Mark and Adam, they're great guys. They do their jobs very well and enjoy serving our nonprofit clients through MNA Tech services. So as I mentioned, another way that MNA serves the nonprofit sector is through civic engagement. We have several programs that help us do that. One is Michigan Campus Compact, which is a coalition of college and universities throughout the state that focus on incorporating service learning opportunities and education into their curriculum. So Michigan Campus Compact really connects college-age students with service opportunities. We also have youth civic leadership initiatives, and this, again, is working with younger students to incorporate service learning and teach them about philanthropy. And we have a national service program. MNA hosts a program of AmeriCorps Vistas and has about 30 Vistas throughout the state at various nonprofits. And they help to build capacity in those nonprofits. So really, anywhere in someone's life cycle, you can connect with an MNA service or capacity building program through civic engagement and find those service opportunities at any point in your life. So going over to the next tab under research and publications, we have some great research and publications available to you. The first is our Michigan Nonprofit Management Manual. This is my favorite publication to talk about because I just think it's so useful for nonprofit managers. So this is what it sounds like. It's a manual. It's about 600 pages long. It's not something you read cover to cover, but there's a really great table of contents and index that you can use to find answers to really common nonprofit questions. So anything from budgets, human resources, evaluation, communications, etc. You do receive a discount as a member, $75 instead of $95. I tell people, and this is the honest truth, if you call me with a question, it's the first thing I pull off my shelf to look for the answer there. So it's a great resource, and I encourage you to consider purchasing the management manual. Next one is our 2017-18 Michigan Nonprofit Compensation and Benefits Report. So this is a report that we do every 2 years. This edition was released in November 2016. It comes from a survey that we do of nonprofits throughout the state that asks those nonprofits to report to us everything about their compensation and benefits packages. So how much do they pay employees? How many vacation days do they get? Maybe even different information about health care and benefits. What that allows us to do is turn around, crunch those numbers, and report to you all of that information on 74 different positions commonly found in nonprofit organizations. So that means it's a really useful tool for executive directors or board members that might be looking to hire someone. For instance, if you're in a Southeast Michigan organization, maybe you're in an art-serving organization and you're looking to hire a development director, you can see what other nonprofits are paying that type of position and then really effectively create a competitive compensation package. So check that out. It's a really awesome tool. It is available for purchase, and as a member, you would receive it for $100. Non-members pay $180. The next one on this list, an introduction to working in Michigan's nonprofit sector. Again, if you're maybe just considering your career in the sector, that's a great place to start. It gives lots of real-time information and even some real testimonials from nonprofit professionals. So scrolling down, you'll see there are a lot of other free resources available to you. There's a couple at the bottom here that I want to point out. MNA Links magazine is a quarterly publication. It actually comes out 3 times a year, and the 4th one is our annual report. And it's just a magazine that covers hot topics, trends, etc. in the nonprofit sector. So definitely check out, MNA Links will come to you as a new member in your organization. So look for that in the mail, and you can also access it online here in the event that you don't see it in the mail or it doesn't get passed along to you. The Nonprofit Good Practice Guide site, I'm going to go ahead and open this so I can show you. This is a partnership or a website that we work on in partnership with our Capacity Building Centers network. I will tell you more about what Capacity Building Centers are, but just know that this is out here as another resource. It follows our same principles and practices, so if you're looking for information on communication, you can come here and see all the different posts that have been made by the various capacity building centers. For instance, there's stuff in here about developing a brand guide, a sample media advisory, etc. So another great resource that's totally free and available for you to use. So Principles and Practices is a 3-part resource that really will help your organization assess whether or not you have all the things in place that you should have that we recommend as top principles and practices for nonprofits. You can check these out here. The guide, like I said, it's 3 parts. The guide is probably your most robust publication and really gives you the how and why. And then there's another great tool here, the assessment tool, which is just what it sounds like. It's a really quick checklist to say, yes, our organization has this, or no, they don't, or maybe we're working on it. It also highlights the legally required things of a nonprofit in Michigan. So if you're not doing one of the legally required things, then that's a good thing to know about and get corrected as soon as possible. So nonprofit advocacy in Michigan Primmer, as Joan mentioned, nonprofits can advocate, and we do encourage that. There are some rules you need to know around that. So this publication is free download, and it will give you all the information that you need to know. It's really Nonprofit Advocacy 101. We also partnered with the Michigan's Attorney General and to help create this document on helping Michigan citizens give wisely. So that's something you can check out. There's a couple other things under this menu I want to briefly mention. Our Diversity, Inclusion, and Equity Assessment is a brand new tool that MNA just launched. You can click here and learn more about it. Basically, it's an assessment tool that will help you determine how your staff or board of directors perceives how your organization is committed and progressing in the areas of diversity, inclusion, and equity. So again, check out this page. It'll give you all the information you should need, but if you need help with that, please contact us. We're really excited about being able to launch that tool in such a timely manner. Also, this economic benefits of Michigan's nonprofit sector, we could probably do a full webinar on the information that's available here, but I won't go in too much today. Know that you can get the report here. You can download the full summary, or there are interactive maps, which are really cool, and you can even distill the information down as far as the county level to see what kind of economic impacts the nonprofits in your local area make. There's more than 47,000 nonprofits, more than 11%, or almost 11% of Michigan's workforce work for nonprofits. So really cool statistics that can be helpful in your work. So going over on the public policy and advocacy, if you click on that top menu, you'll see our public policy agenda. If you scroll down here, if you go under there and do Michigan Nonprofit Caucus, MNA does sponsor and manage a caucus. It's both bipartisan and bicameral, meaning there's Democrats and Republicans from both the House and the Senate. You can see the members there. If you scroll down on this page, you will see the 2017-18 legislative agenda, so you can learn more there and get more of that information. Also, if you're in the Southeast Michigan area, member benefit is that you are able to join the Southeast Michigan Public Policy Council. This is a council that meets periodically and specifically advocates for issues in Southeast Michigan. So check that out if that's something you're interested in. Okay, as promised, we're going to go to the membership tab. First thing I'm going to talk about is our Nonprofit Job Center. This is one of our best used resources. It's twofold. Our Job Center includes a weekly email that gets sent out with any new job opportunities, as well as you can see those job opportunities anytime online. If you're, again, that's kind of more for individuals who may be looking for a job, but you as a new organizational member can definitely use the Job Center to your advantage. You can post jobs with us. Members receive a 30-day posting for $75. This also includes your logo, and non-members pay $165 for a posting and their logo. So it's a great way to find really awesome talent in the nonprofit sector. All the jobs are in Michigan, and all of them are nonprofit jobs. So the people that come here looking for jobs are definitely targeting the nonprofit sector as somewhere they want to work. That Job Center page gets more than 18,000 hits a month, so you will definitely see really great response to your job posting. So check out the Job Center if you're interested in there. All right, under nonprofit resources is where we list all of your benefits. As you can see at the top, we always have a featured benefit. We've talked about the nonprofit compensation and benefits report, so I'm going to scroll down there. So one of your biggest benefits available to you is free access to Grantstation. I'm going to go ahead and click on that and show you how to access it. Now you can see that I'm bringing up a login form. I am using my username and login on this page. If you do this right when you come to the site, you can log in anytime in the upper right-hand corner. That's a good idea so that you don't get blocked by the screen while you're cruising around. If you haven't received your username or password, or just don't remember, you can use the forgot username or forgot password link on that page and get assistance there. If you still need assistance, certainly call or email us, and we're happy to help you figure that out. As one side note, your organizational membership does cover your full organization, so that's all staff, board, and even key volunteers. So within your organization, you can decide if you want to have one username and password and share it amongst users, or you can set up a few key users with accounts for the Michigan Nonprofit Association website. That's totally up to you. And again, if you can't get access to the website, certainly reach out to us and let us know. So I've logged in with the intent to show you Grantstation. I'm going to go ahead and click through. Grantstation is a website that's available. You could find it through Google, but the only way to get your free access is to come through Michigan Nonprofit Association's website. You can see when I get here up at this welcome screen, it says Welcome Michigan Nonprofit Association. That's how you know you're in the right place and that you're logged in correctly. So Grantstation is an online grants database that will help you find new grant opportunities. They also are just a great resources for all things related to grants. So they have a lot of educational materials on their website. I'm not going to cover that today. I'm going to very briefly show you how to search on their site. So I'm going under Find Grant Makers to U.S. Charitable Giving Database. You can see there's a few databases to choose from. I warn you that it's going to look funny as I go through this because it updates in real time. So I'll try to describe what I'm doing. But I want to narrow down my search. So I am going to select a state of grant makers. So I'm going to select grant makers in Michigan. And then I'm going to go down and continue to select these areas. See, it just updated and gave me everyone in Michigan. So if it looks funny on your screen, I apologize. But I'm going to choose Arts, Cultures, and Humanities as my area of interest. As you can see, there's lots of choices there. And maybe I want to click, you don't have to fill all these out, but again, they help filter your results. So I skipped target populations, but I'm going to do type of support. I'm going to do general operating support. Going to refresh again. So now you can see over here on the left, I have 63 results using these search criteria. And then I can proceed to go through and check out these foundations. So I'm just going to click on this one, Air Products Foundation. As you can see, they have lots of valuable information about that funder, including kind of what they fund, what type of support they include, and even over here on the right, contact information, primary contact information, how much they give in a year, etc. So really valuable information for you to find new grant opportunities, to narrow down your search, etc. So definitely make sure to check out Grantstation. Like I said, it's one of your biggest benefits. I am clicking back over into the Nonprofit Resources tab because I want to continue to show you the other benefits. I realize I'm right against my time here today. Apparently I'm a little long-winded, so I will try to wrap up in the next 5 to 7 minutes, let's say. Again, if you can't stay on with us, I will send the recording out, so you're welcome to access it that way. But if you can stay on with us, bear with me for a few more minutes, and we'll definitely get you the information you need. So Foundation Center is another member benefit. You receive a 15% discount. This is another online grants database directory. Some of you might be familiar with Foundation Center. This Finance Unlocked for Nonprofits, this is actually a gift from one of our partners out in Washington, another state association out there. It's a 6-part video series on finance, nonprofit finance. It's a really great tool if you're onboarding new board members or maybe new staff and you want them to just know the basics. It's a combination. They did these videos with a CPA and a improv actor, so they're actually pretty entertaining to watch. So feel free to access the Finance Unlocked for Nonprofits video. We also offer credit card processing discounts with Card Connect, so reach out to Card Connect if that's something that you're interested in. As I mentioned in the beginning, we do have lots of discounted or free events. I'll click on this. What this will do is take us to our events calendar. You can see here all the upcoming events that we have. As I mentioned, Talent Strategy Summit, it's right there on August 22nd. Any of the events that you see with that little orange guy means there's a member rate, so you would receive savings on there. So as you can always look at the events calendar to see what's coming up. Again, if you register for the My Nonprofit News, that will keep you well informed too. So you can always get access to recorded webinars. Some are available for free, some do need to be purchased, but this will be where this orientation webinar recording goes, and you can access it from here. But check that out for added learning opportunities that you can do on your time from your desk. As I mentioned, and I showed you a little bit already, our diversity, inclusion, and equity assessment. You can link to it right from here. There are discounts on that for members. We also work with a group called MindEdge. They offer online learning courses, everything from a full certificate in nonprofit management, which is a little more costly, to lots of individual courses such as fundraising for nonprofits, how to read a financial statement, etc. They're basically courses that you purchase and then you can access from your personal or work computer on your time and learn more in those areas. Definitely check out MindEdge. Members receive a 10% discount on those courses. We do have a document library. This includes documents on communications, some on volunteer management. We have some at the bottom on fundraising, governance, etc. So you can check out the document library. All Campus is another benefit that we offer. If you're looking to get higher education in the area of nonprofit management, check out All Campus and the discounts available to you there. This Principles and Practices, or Principles for Good Governance, this is a publication that is shared with us from Independent Sector, the same group that's coming to do their conference in Detroit in October. And And this is a free download too. Again, great things to consider as your nonprofit gets going, and things to make sure that you're doing as part of best practices in nonprofits. So we've already talked about the management manual and links, so I'm going to continue to scroll down. As you can see there, we have partnered with some of the largest institutions in the state to offer discounts on continued education. Keep this in mind that your membership covers your full organization. If you're a leader or director and you're looking to provide additional resources or benefits to your staff that are working at your organization, consider these. They're things that your full staff can participate in and will ultimately benefit them and hopefully benefit your organization. The University of Michigan Dearborn provides 20% off tuition. Oakland University, 25% discount on their Certificate of Nonprofit Management. And the Michigan State Executive Business, EMBA, Executive MBA program, we partnered with this year to offer scholarships to cover half of the cost of that program. So keep that in mind. We'll likely be partnering with them again this year. New Horizons, again, if you're looking for some training on computer skills, they offer some great opportunities, and you can receive 10 to 20% discount on those courses. Scrolling down a little bit further, we talked about the Job Center and the Comp and Benefits Report. So I'm going to go down to this. Consolation Hr is a group that we work with. They offer a performance and compensation management system. If you're in charge of evaluating and keeping track of lots of employees, Consolation Hr can be a huge help. The links at the bottom of this page do go to some webinars that we had with them, which were really interesting and provided lots of great information, as well as an overview of the Consolation Hr tool. So definitely check that out. You receive 10% discount on the service and 20% discount on the setup fees. Verified Volunteers is another partner of ours. If you do background checks, Verified Volunteers offers a 20% discount, what makes them unique is that they allow volunteers to take a more hands-on approach to their background checks. And they can be shared among organizations within the same community. So if you have a volunteer that volunteers at the local schools, but also with the Girl Scouts, and both of those organizations accept Verified Volunteers, they can share their background check, which ultimately makes it easier for the volunteer, as well as beneficial in a financial way to the participating organization. So check out Verified Volunteers. There is a informational webinar on the webinar archive to find out more information about that. If you're in need of director and officer liability insurance quotes, you can check out Lyman & Sheets. They are a partner of ours. And under technology, we already talked about MNA Tech Services. You'll also receive a free year's worth of benefits with N10, the Nonprofit Technology Network. They do some webinars. They offer discounts on their conferences and discounts on specific nonprofit tech job postings. So definitely look into that if you're looking for more resources in the technology area. So down here at the bottom, a few things important to point out. Our consultant and resource directory is where you would go to find consultants or businesses that could help you with other aspects of your nonprofit management. So maybe you're looking for an auditor and you're in Southeast Michigan, you can choose those and you can narrow down the search and see what's available to you. These are businesses that primarily serve nonprofits, and they've connected with Michigan Nonprofit Association as a paid business member. We do encourage you to do your own vetting, and you can see that some of them put their previous clients on their record. So it's great to reach out to those clients and ask for a specific referral. So going back, the other database that we have on here is our nonprofit member directory. So all of our nonprofit members are listed here. You do have to be logged in as a member to see that. So you might want to go on here and just determine whether or not your record is correct, as well as it's a great tool to use if you're looking to partner with other organizations. Maybe you're looking for someone else in your county that does similar type of work, so you search by that. Or maybe you're looking for other people in the state, and you can certainly find other members that way. We also offer a nonprofit RFP distribution. So if you're looking, again, maybe you're looking for a new auditor, and what this basically does is it takes a multi-step process and combines it into one step. If you fill out this RFP distribution request with MNA, we will take that request and the information that you give us and send it to any consultants in our directory that fit your focus areas and what you're looking for, as well as geography. So again, it just can take a step for you out of the process and make it simpler for you. So definitely check out that. That's a free service to nonprofit members. We do have advertising and sponsorship opportunities in most of our publications, so you can click that link to learn more about those. And really quickly, I want to point out one other item here. As I mentioned on the Nonprofit Good Practice Guide site, we partner with a group of capacity building centers. We have 11 centers in these networks, and they run across the state all the way from the UP to the Detroit area. These are really trusted and well-respected partners that we work with that help us expand our services. So if you're looking for that one-on-one support, maybe you're looking for a strategic plan to do or some board training, these capacity building centers are really great resources for you. And like I said, they're all over the state, so there's likely one in your community. And if you're not familiar with it or one that's closest to you, definitely get on our website and check them out here. And they can provide just added resources and benefits to your nonprofit. So thank you so much for joining us today. I know that was very, very quick. Even though I did go over the time a little bit, I appreciate you hanging out and staying with us the full time. Again, we appreciate your membership. I hope you learned something new today, and please don't ever hesitate to reach out and ask additional questions. We want you to take advantage of your membership and get the most from MNA as possible. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.